Is it doing that thing? Oh no, there we go. Now I'm live. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, 58 seconds in. Intro's not.
You stole my heart, you intercepted it. Now you're gone, have to accept it. Did I meet your mom too soon? Or did I do what I always do? Yeah, we made it to the 50, and then you kissed me. We made it to the 40, a new love story. We made it to the 30, and you did me dirty right then. You put the end in tight end, and as I touched down, just like you in a game, I'm in another town, and nothing feels the same. Wish I could go back when we met that day. Oh, whoa, and throw a flag on the play.
Reading the chat. Okay, I really hate this talk studio. I'm gonna have to switch out of this because I have to keep my YouTube tab open just to look at the intros because it's not playing on my talk studio side, but it shows up on the YouTube side. So there you go. There you go. So yeah. Sark says he's speaking racism. He's speaking racism. Great. Massive Panda says, hey, what's going on last night? Always great to see Massive Panda. Welcome, Massive Panda. Great to see you there. Andrea Curry says, hey, oh, yay, bold. Woo. So I got a special request. I won't go into detail, but I've heard from some people in my circle that their kids were fans of Bone and they like the artwork and they're a big fan of the comic. I looked a little bit into Jeff Smith and I said, yeah, you know what? He's probably a good candidate for the stream. So for tonight's stream, I'm going to be a little bit restrained in my antics. However, if I do go off the plateau and resort in the kind of stuff that you racists in the chat do to trigger me, then I'll just have to download this and do a kid-friendly version for said kids who like this stuff. So I will do that. But I'm going to try to be restrained for today. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Mazapana says, Jeff Smith's art is phenomenal. Yeah, the little that I peeped up is pretty good. So yeah. Barry says, hey, Lasman, how's it going? I thought EVS told you to shut up earlier. I didn't get the memo. So there you go. Ellie, the final metamorphosis says, this is a bad idea. Well, welcome to my stream. This stream is full of bad ideas. Of course, my abuser is here. Actually, she's more than an abuser. She's a horrible person. The things she says in my DM room when I put in all kinds of devotionals and inspirational quotes for the people in my DM group to be inspired to conquer the day, and she comes and disrupts everything. No, don't send Carol Coes any money. I put my link to my PayPal in the pinned chat. Don't send her money. Send me money. I need coffee. Falazat would only spend it on cheap. For today, I got to keep it a little bit. I'm not muted. I see myself. I see. Okay, that was probably from earlier, but no, I see the rings around my icon, so I know I have audio. How much did I pay Raptor to keep that wrench? He's trying to be diverse. I didn't have to pay him nothing. He's being diverse. I'm not a Swiftie, Ellie, but yes, you wouldn't kick her out of bed. You know you would. None of you would. No, I'm not a Swiftie bear. I'm not a Swiftie, but I mean, okay, I like some of her music, but that's about it. She's attractive, yes. So Tree Goblin says Edith can learn a lot from Road Warrior Vic about the coloring. Oh yeah, actually, I'm gonna get into that. The with the stuff with PodAwful. He said some things in yesterday's stream that really pertains to the theme of these Outlier streams, and I'm like, oh wow, he got it, and it's like I called it. So I'm gonna play those clips later during the stream. She is our queen bear. Taylor Swift is our queen. If you don't like it, you can go to the gulag or something. She reigns here. She doesn't, but still, why not? I guess that's a thing. Yeah, I guess I was told to shut up, but I'm just not going to. And honestly, I think that people should. It's about time people don't hold back and speak their minds and offer criticism. I was born in criticism. I was molded in criticism. Guess what? I get to give it because I've gone through the ringer. I've gone through the trenches. I have the battle scars. I have the spears that y'all chucked on my back. So I have the scars to prove it. Master Panda says, I'm relying on the last man's entertaining comments and coffee to keep me awake and alert while I draw an architecture-heavy page. So mind-numbingly boring. You know, Master Panda, that's one of the things I don't like about drawing backgrounds. And this is why I try to be dynamic when I do backgrounds. The whole like architectural style of drawing backgrounds, like, yeah, it services the panel and it's good for the visual storytelling, but as an artist, it's really draining. You know, it is draining. And I know a lot of artists actually resort to tracing, A, to meet the deadline, and B, because, you know, they just do. So let's see. I'm going to skip a few chats. Chats. Let's see here. Henry Bemis. How you doing, Henry? What's up, Alaska? How's it going, Henry? Great to see you here. Waylon Todd. New to this, he best not cry. I don't cry. I proclaim. There's a difference. I proclaim. Bear says that I was told to shut up by EBS and he called me a weirdo, which I mean I am doing a documentary, and you know, one thing I'll say is I'm definitely not the weirdo here, but I'm the comment that I made was, you know, just, you know, there was a time when men could talk man to man in private and not have their contents of their private phone call be made into a stream for super chats. I don't think there was anything controversial in that statement. I think it's just that's the way it should be, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Still, it is what it is. What's done is done. And I am here to host a wonderful stream tonight for you beautiful racists in the chat. So let's see. Scroll down more. No, I didn't call you spear chuckers. I simply said you chucked your spears at me. That's all I said. Because you're racists and you don't like my skin color and you want me gone because it ruins your monotonous cream. But no, your monotonous cream is going to be disrupted by my diversity and tolerance. So that's going to come to an end tonight, and we're going to usher in a new era of tolerance and diversity. It's going to be the way. Let's see. Hothead Studios. Of course, I had to highlight the one comment where he's hailing my abuser, but Hothead's always welcome. So hail Hothead. So Tree Goblin says, Olafat knows how to draw a background real shitty. It adds to the nuance. I don't know how I feel about that, but you get one. You got three free passes, Tree Goblin. So that's your one free pass. So yeah, I don't know what that means when you suppress that. What can I do? I don't know. I don't know. So get off my park. I'm not ranting. I'm proclaiming. I'm proclaiming. That's what I do. I proclaim. Henry Beaver says, I'm a POC too. I'm black and white. Look at my avatar. Yes, you are. You are a member of the POC community, and your voice is as valuable as anyone else's. You need to be heard, Henry Beavis. Heard and proclaimed. Heard and proclaimed. KS says, is that weirdo Elasmat? You know what's funny is I don't spend all day, every day, obsessing about another man I don't like. If that makes me a weirdo, then I'm a proud weirdo. If me not homosexually obsessing every night over a man because he makes more money than I do, if that makes me a weirdo because I don't do that, then I'm a proud weirdo. So there you go. You can clip that. Let's see. I'm caught up. Holy crap, I'm caught up in the chat. Well, damn it. Anyway, this is for the people that are obsessed with pogs. Here you go.
German sips with a grin so wide. Pogs on the table can't hide his pride. Creator in the corner starts to glare. Madness sparks and hate fills the air. Stack 'em high, a tower of luck. Germans winning, it feels like pluck. Alice Matt's fury, a brewing storm. Visions of pogs in every form. Pogs are spinning, tables turning. Alice Matt's eyes with fierce fire burning. Germans' laughter echoes loud in a world that Matt's pug-bound proud. As Matt sees and he's mad insane, eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain, his patience snapping like an old chain. And he's mad insane, eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain, his patience snapping like an old chain. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Alas, mud fumes can't take no more. Pogs and slammers hit the floor. It's not about the game you see, it's about what fun could be. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann.
So it looks like Angela Curry is a fan of the Pogs song, which I don't know why, but I guess she likes Pogs. Yeah, fellas, we lost another one. KSS says, thank you for remembering. I don't know what you're remembering, but oh, hey, birthdays. It's all about the birthdays, right? In the chat. It's all about the birthdays. Absolutely all the birthdays. All the birthdays, every day, all day, till kingdom come. Sure, why not? Go for it, right? Yes. Yes, absolutely. And did I say hi to everybody? I think I did, right? Yeah, I think I said hi to everybody. So those in the chat, well, not in the chat, but those who are lurking and who are not typing, welcome. There you go. Our Stark says, chime in on the drama. No, this is not a drama stream. I mean, I'll make some points here or there, but this is not a drama stream. What did you think? You think I'm going to be another one of these guys that's going to fire up a stream and offer my hot take on the beef and all that stuff? No, that's, believe it or not, like, when I fire up a stream, I actually want to be inspired when I'm creating. And I think a lot of the people that come in the chat, they want to be inspired too. They want to be uplifted. They want to be entertained, but they don't want to come away feeling like they've inherited junk food. They don't want to come away feeling like they've had to be partakers in the deterioration of grown men's mental health. I know I don't. So... yeah. Oh, see, look, even Java confirms it. Oh, look, a drama-free drum farmer. I know. I know. Wait. Why am I highlighting your chat? Oh, wait. Well, you know what? Java's here, and I didn't even do the thing. Hold on, I gotta do the thing with Java. Here we go. When I announce Java, I should be playing this. There we go. Now I can formally announce Java's appearance in the chat. Andrew says, are you adding all the new stuff to the documentary? I won't say much except to say that if I added everything, it would be a 5-hour documentary. So I got to add what I can, and then we go with it. So, but I will say this past week has been a lot of nuggets. A lot of things have been added in terms of like context, which is important. So, Helmet wants no more shower streams. So if you don't want me to do any more shower streams, pay me. My PayPal link is in the chat. It's pinned. So, no, there's no drama here. I don't do drama. I'm talking about comic artists. And we're actually, I'm going to discuss later a possible idea for a stream, because I talk about Outliers, but when I watched that PodAwful stream yesterday, he named a creator, and I'll talk about this later in the stream, but he named a creator, and I looked into him, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is kind of bad. So I'll talk about it later during the stream, and I want you in the chats to give me your input on it. So let's see here. I didn't say hi to Richie Dupe. Hey, Richie, how's it going? He says, how do old men poor eyesight even read comics? I think the font size helps. I'm very cognizant when I think about like the font size because a lot of older men wear glasses and some that don't want to wear glasses, but they can't read certain sizes. So let's see. Andrew Curry, I don't want to feel like I need a shower after watching a live stream. Please and thank you. I feel the same way. I don't want to watch a live stream and then come away feeling bad, feeling like I witnessed these the what is it the crumbling of society. So I'd rather not. I'd rather not, and I'm gonna try to keep to that here today. So let's see. Scroll down more. Scroll down more. Yes, that was the Thanes theme song. I used to see that when Benny Hill would come on. No, it's not because you're British. No, okay. Are you really British, Jabba? Here, prove it. I want you to say Allah Akbar. Then I'll know you're British. So there you go. Okay, scroll down more. I think I'm my quote mostly caught up. I'm gonna skip a few of the chats just so I can catch up. I didn't say hi to Guy in his room, even though he's an abuser. But hey, Guy in his room, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. How's it going? Am I catching up? I think I've caught up already. Elasma is offensive in a big way, Jabba. Well, yeah, I know you think so. You're one of my more premier spear chuckers. So uh, my back is full of your spears because you're all racist and hate me. Just like those thumbnails where they say they hate somebody and they want them DED. DED. Anyway, here's our final theme song before we go right into the stream. Here we go.
Deep in the inky graveyard, dark as the night, there among forgotten pencils, a duck takes flight. Alice not the history duck tells us forgotten tales about creators long lost in a cabinet frail. He's been putting in a mile of research. He quacked up every flock perch. This Irishman aggressively knows his stuff. He's here to share the truth without a bluff. Duckman, oh Duckman, extolling the dead. Duckman, oh Duckman, what's got in your head? Simmons, Emerson, Panther, and Ray, ancient artists surviving off of vodka and Ben Gay. Alice Mack, Duck of the Indies, Malin's favorite ethap. He knowledge of comics far off the old rap. He swims out of the lanes to find hidden bayous, strange creators, and obscure adult new. Duckman, oh Duckman, extolling the dead. Duckman, oh Duckman, what's got in your head? Simmons, Emerson, Panther, and Ray, ancient artists surviving off of vodka and Ben Gay. So hang with the quackers deep in the comic graves. See Alice Matt's treasures, the sort that he craves. Do you know about these guys and do you care? A Duck Lord is willing and he's got plenty to share. Duckman, oh Duckman, extolling the dead. Duckman, oh Duckman, what's got in your head? Simmons, Emerson, Panther, and Ray, ancient artists surviving off of vodka and Ben Gay. Alice Matt should be quack congratulated. Do not mallard shun. He's busy peeking into the facts. Don't wig in him while he's hunting for snacks. For snacks. Duckman, oh Duckman, extolling the dead. Duckman, oh Duckman, what's got in your head? Simmons, Emerson, Panther, and Ray, ancient artists surviving off of vodka and Ben Gay. Alice Mack to be quack gratulated. Do not mallard shun. He's busy peeking into the facts. Don't wig in him while he's hunting for snacks. Duckman, oh Duckman, extolling the dead. Duckman, oh Duckman, what's got in your head? Simmons, Emerson, Panther, and Ray, ancient artists surviving off of vodka and Ben Gay.
Chat's on fire today. Chat's on fire today. I saw my lady shadow ban. Let me look for a comment. I cannot not highlight her comment. Let me look. Let me see if I can find it here. But yeah, I'm seeing a spike in viewership, so I'm gonna make a quick announcement before we proceed because I don't want to let anybody down. Where's her comment? Here we go. She says hail to the chat. But I want her where she says hail to me. Here we go. Hail Lasma to my lady love watching right now. She's the one that she's the one that actually mentioned Jeff Smith to me in Bone. So I looked into him. I'm like, it's like, yeah, you know what? He'd be good for that. So anyway, scroll down all the way down to the beginning. Lorenzo Sleestack's in the chat. Hail, Lorenzo. Welcome here. Thanks for stopping by. Michael Deach is here. Welcome, Michael. Welcome. Glad you could be here. I noticed a spike in viewership. So let me just make a quick announcement before we begin with the program today. This is strictly going to be comic talk. So if you're here for any spicy stuff, you're not going to get anything anywhere with me. I'm going to be boring as usual on my Thursday stream. So, but yes, I do that here because why not? It's a nice little diversity from the usual stuff. Oh, Student of God is in the chat. Hail, Student of God. Oh, I'm sorry, that says Bat Sauce, but you're really Student of God. We know you are. So welcome to the chat. Glad to have you here. I think I said hi to everybody in the active chat. So, and of course, Carol with her violence, as always, with her violence. So, yes, hit that like button. Help me overcome the shadow ban. Even though I have the shadow ban name in my handle, but still, help me overcome the shadow ban because you're not racist and you believe in diversity and being open, I think, tolerant, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Anyway, so yeah, so as I was talking about before, Jeff Smith, the artist for Bone, and I've seen Bone around often, but I never really looked into it. I never, checked the pages out. I never looked into the creator. I never did that. I mean, I only got a limited amount of time, so I can't just check everything that catches my eye. In working with Beastus and Road Warrior Drake the past year, I noticed I've been behind in my reading in a lot of books, so I want to catch up to that this year. Try to catch up to as much reading as possible. I started reading the Web of Horror, the miniseries that was released in the 60s and 70s. I'm reading that now, so I want to try to finish that before I move on to other books. So so therefore, as a result, I never get a chance to check out everything, but I only find out about it during happenstance. Like when I found out about that Santos Sisters series that's going to be released by Fantagraphics, or today we're doing Bone with Jeff Smith, and we're going to look into this as well. So I think I have a request in the chat. Henry Beeman says, "Stop saying Bone. It makes me uncomfortable. It's the name of the character. It means uncomfortable. I can't help you if you don't like these little white little Ziggies." Because he looks like a Ziggy. You remember Ziggy? He looks like Ziggy's well, let me not say it. He looks like Ziggy's son. If you guys remember Ziggy, then you're about as old as I am. Ziggy's a character we don't really hear about often anymore. But yeah. Jabba says Elasma has an unusual amount of empty peanut butter jars in his So what? Protein is good, Jabba. I like protein. I'm gonna be a big, strong man one day. You watch. And you're going to regret that comment. You're going to regret it. Because protein's good for grown men like me. Every time. Massive Panda says, I lucked out and found a nice handful of Bone comics in the 50-cent bin way back. Just really beautiful artwork and very pleasant to look at. And, well, if you're a fan of Bone, actually, I'll just jump into it right now before we proceed. But if you are a fan of Bone, let's see, where is it? There's a Kickstarter open for it right now for the first volume. Actually, it's the second deluxe edition from the catalog of the Bone graphic novels. Jeff Smith has a Kickstarter open. I guess I'll drop it in the chat. Why not? Because I can do that because my wrenches are too busy harassing me. But there it is. If you're a fan of Bone, there's the Kickstarter right there. I'm not going to show the guy completely. You guys can check it on your own time, but I dropped the link there for you so you can check it out if this presentation inspires you to want to put money into Jeff Smith, or since I am the one hosting the chat and doing this presentation here, I do have the Second Chance campaign, and I got to stress Second Chance campaign because people will see it and say, you only got like 3 or 4 backers. That's because I got most of the backers from the previous 3 campaigns of this book. So this is a Second Chance campaign. So part of me understands that it's about going out into the mission field and reaching out new people and gaining those backers. But yes, roadwarriordrake.com will take you to you fund my comic for the Second Chance campaign for Beast, Citizen, Road Warrior, Drake. So if you like the kind of outlier artwork we show on these streams, you'll like my book. You'll like this. The first 5 pages are uploaded onto this campaign page for free, so you guys can read it on your own. So you guys can get a feel for it, as well as other pages that were uploaded as well. So let's see. Scroll down a little bit. Scroll down a minute. Okay. Let's see. No, this is not a deviant. This is a guy who's produces family-friendly books. So, and I guess I was asked to do this. Actually, I wasn't asked. I was given a friendly request. And I've looked at Jeff Smith, and I said, "Yeah, I'll do it. He's actually not a bad idea because it's a creator-owned comic, so he owns the comic. It's his. It's not like he's got a studio that owns it. It's his, so it goes right into it. And the artwork is pretty much in line with what we're showing. So, my good friend Henry Thrun, hail Henry, welcome to this chat. Great to see you here, watching from the phone. Well, hopefully you can keep us on. We are touching on Jeff Smith and Bone tonight. So, job is he grows over. Oh, stop it! Stop it! Behave! Please behave. Hothead says, I picked up volume 1 of the Santos Citrus from Fantagraphics this week. It's freaking hilarious. Nice. All right, that's a good recommendation. I should look into that too. So, Guy in his room says, I'm going to make my own Road Warrior Drake comics and t-shirts on my own site, and you're not going to stop me. What are you, Canadian? You Canadian? Because if you are, then you're probably right. I can't stop you. But no, I'll stop you. You watch. You do it, and I'll stop you. I'll see to it. I'll make you stopped. You'll be stopped. Definitely stopped. First early issues, I'm assuming you mean Bone, are worth some money. So I'm not reading this comment job. I'm not reading it. I should have a ban for this. You're getting banned for that. But KS says, my good friend is showing the Beast and Road Warrior Drake link. So please, I prefer Garfield over Bone. I'm a big Garfield fan. I've been collecting the volumes of all the collected Garfield strips. So no, Henry Thune, you never harassed me. You're one of the good ones. You're definitely one of the good ones. You balance out this chat from all the other harassers. So please and thank you. Tim Wilson says, love Bone. I had no idea. Last met like grunge. I tolerate it once in a while. I don't know. I mean, I grew up in the grunge area, but I was never fully grunge. I'm me. I am totally me. So that's my POC Diversita opinion. It is. It absolutely is. One of my favorite newspaper comics was BC. Oh yeah, I like BC, Beetle Bailey, Kathy. All those comics were fun to read on a Sunday morning. So, I see what you did there, Kansas. I see what you did there. Haha. I see what you did there. Haha. I ran across Bone at some point. Don't really remember much about it, says Michael Deach. Well, we're gonna find out together. So there we go. We're going to find out together. I saw that info on the Kiwi farms. Well, you mean they don't talk about comics. I don't know. I don't know what info you're talking about, but I'm assuming it's not good. Because with you, it's never good. Scroll down more to the chat, and I will go ahead and begin. Lady Shaban wants to inform people that it was actually my idea, that she did not request it. You presented it to me, the comic, and I said, this might be a good idea for the show. So maybe accept the credit because you actually did inspire me. So I want to give credit where credit is due. So I'm definitely going to stop you guys. I'm totally going to stop you. I'll show up at your warehouse, which doesn't exist, and leave stickers. If you leave $1 bill, you're getting sued. Take money on my door, you're getting sued. How dare you threaten me with payments and stickers? What are you, a terrorist? I'll sue you. I'll see to it you get sued. Totally. Live and let Bone. Well, then why are you watching comic book nerds? Why are you doing that? You guys in the chat are just with your corny jokes. I think they're better when you guys harass me, but you're putting in these corny jokes. BC, my family could only afford that. It was a knockoff DC. Oh, okay, never mind. You're talking about the dollar store comic. Never mind. Okay, Kathy Ack. Kathy was my introduction to middle-aged female crisis. So I'm like, wow, this is my future. I don't know how I feel about that. So I'm gonna skip really far ahead to the chat. You guys are on fire, which I appreciate. Dark Gift Comics is just pop it in and say hi. Yo, my brother. What up, Dark Gift? Welcome to the stream. You should lurk. You know full well that there are lurkers, so join the lurkers and just hang out. I could use the engagement either way. Uh, ha, you poop on Alaska. Why are you typing this? Why are you typing this? What did you gain by typing that? What did you gain by typing that? Anyway, this is the artwork for Jeff Smith. This is from our good friends at lambic.net, a great resource for people that are looking to find out information about their favorite comic artists. And it's a good place to start your research. Not the be all end all, but it's a good place to start. And I use it as a template because it gives me a way to network around it. Hothead says he also recommends Disney's Silly Symphonies volumes from the early Disney strips. Oh yeah, those are fun too. The early Disney comics were definitely good. Definitely good. So, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Bones. You're having too much fun typing over Bones, Jabba. Way too much fun. Way too much fun. I'm going to keep my eye on you. I wonder about you. Because of Kathy, a lot about learned the fear of bikini season. Sweet. Oh, don't. I can't go on. Darkest says, I'll look for a bit, going out for a day drink. I'm sorry, day drink. I'm sorry, day drink. So I'll listen while I'm driving. That's getting clipped. I know it is. Okay, I'm sorry. But safe driving, though. Safe driving. Bone Thugs and Harmony, says Tim Olson. They were a hit or miss for me, that group, when I was growing up. But here's a piece of artwork from the Bone comic by Jeff Smith. He was born and raised in the American Midwest, the author of the self-published comic strip Bone. So when independent comic creators come into the space, yeah, you should always look at, because believe it or not, a lot of those books you see at Barnes & Noble or your mainstream shops, a lot of those creators are self-published. And it's always good to look into their background, because you don't always got to go by what YouTube creators do. Sometimes it's good to see what those that don't rely on YouTube do and how they got their start. It's a good way to get balanced. Get all that information for yourself, so you know the best possible option for yourself when you start your own comic career, or if you're not making a career, you just want to do it as a side gig. You want to look at all the other options, so you're not getting suckered into bad behavior and bad habits, which some of us did. But learning about these creators, I become more balanced and being more independent myself, and a little bit more nuanced. There we go. So let's see. 4 years he drew the Thorn comic strip for Ohio State newspaper, and then he co-founded Characters Builders and Animation Studio in 1986. We should look into that. He attended lecture by Bill Watterson, and then he started doing Bone in 1991. That's when he launched his comic. So he had about 10 years of working out into the industry for other people before he did his own comic, and this is Bone. And you can see with Bone, it's a mixture of simplistic artwork set in a backdrop of some very nicely drawn pieces, not over-rendered, not overly detailed, and that'll be a factor when we talk later on, when we transition the stream into the PodAwful stream from yesterday regarding realism. But Bone has been printed in 9 languages, and some independent creators forget that you should be open to having enough space in your word bubbles in case you have to translate it. Be open to that as a possibility, because a lot of these other countries like Europe, Germany for specifically, Brazil, they have a very healthy comic culture. So it's always good to have to build your name and your legacy outside of the U.S., not just within the U.S., but outside the U.S. Clean Inks. Here's some Clean Inks here by Smith. This is from Raz #1. I think this was part of the. I think Raz #1 was part of the prequel series that he did for Bone. So, yeah, stupid rat tails and Rose and Carpage among like Char. Okay, so yeah, so this is a part of his prequel series. Now, Lambic only shows these 2 pieces of artwork, so I have a couple of other pages that I've opened here so we can look more into it, including Smith's own official Bone site. Here we go. Welcome to Boneville, part 1. Here we go. So Bone, the boneville.com is the website here, and it's got some events that he lists. So if you go to boneville.com and you wanted to meet with Jeff Smith or check out these events, I guess you sign up and then you'll get notified like anybody else. Looking into the chat, Jabba says, "Happy birthday, DG! 1 year when you're closest to your ultimate demise. Enjoy your gay drinks and pooping while you can. Oh, I told you this was getting clipped. Okay, let's see here. Who else in the chat? Everybody's saying happy birthday to each other. Nobody's supposed to be. You're supposed to be commenting on my presentation. Stop being. Well, I mean, you can be friendly to each other, but there's a time limit. So I'm gonna start imposing time limits on when you can say hi to each other, because you gotta start acknowledging me and engaging with me. Me, engage with me. So, Helmet says we have a very healthy comic community in Germany, and our comic cons aren't being held behind Pizza Hut. That would be free food, though. Why not? Why not? We should have it in Pizza Hut. Tim Moses sounds like a. Oh wait, staying true to my commitment for today's specific episode, but I'll probably have to edit it anyway at this rate. So yeah, but yeah. Well, no, this is not porn. This is not the P word. Definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, I'll be clipping some of this for yeah. Okay, it says Alana saying happy birthday to Dark Gift. I don't hate the guy. Why would I sing happy birthday to him? Only if I don't like you, then I'll sing happy birthday. Because my voice is not the greatest. Tim Moses wants to say hi to everybody who is not a Lasmat. Well, F you too, buddy. F you too. Just like Carol says FDG, I say F you too, Tim Wilson. Henry Thruin says it's all about Lasmat. Well, it should be. This is my time. Me. This is me time. E-Man580. Hell, welcome, E-Man. How you doing, my friend? I'm all for free food. Can't go wrong there. Absolutely can't go wrong there. We have a very healthy boning community. I know, because your good friend Hen is streaming about it every so often. So yeah, I'm well aware of that. Let's see. Scroll down. I reject your. You can't reject it. I've given it to you. It's yours. You can't take it back. I mean, you can't give it back to me is what I meant. But anyway, continuing on. So down to. So he calls his fans boneheads. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, this is a piece of the artwork from the book. Are you missing that hour already, Phone Bone? Yes. Oh, this is the alert for the daylight savings time. Now here is the alert for the hardcover book that he's doing the crowdfunding for. Is it the one he's doing the crowdfunding for? Let me see. Is it that one, or is this a different one? No, this is the one, I think. It's at the Valley, right? Let me see. No, this is a different one. Oh no, never mind. No, this is the same one. Yeah, this is the same one. So this is the Kickstarter. It comes in a beautiful case. This is awesome. If you're a fan of Bone, this is definitely something to pick up. If you're a fan of Bone, like I haven't read Bone, so I don't know. Should I get this? Because I'm saving up money for the Transformers. Kickstarter is doing the Transformers reprints of both the Marvel US and the Marvel UK editions, and I'm saving up for that because I'm definitely getting that. But this is a beautiful presentation. Very beautiful presentation. So should I get this? Let me see. Trade paperback, and you get the trade paperback and the slip tier case for $50. That's not bad. That's not bad. You know, let me put this in the chat in case you guys didn't see it already. There's the link in the chat for the Bone Kickstarter tier campaign right there. I don't know. It looks really. I mean, for $50 with a paperback and a slip tier, that's not bad. And you get the hardcover for $100, which again, how many pages is it? It's 352 pages, so that checks out. And then you get the tier, the slipcase for that. So for economy purposes, I get the paperback version. But if I had to add a few money, I definitely would get the hardcover. I love hardcovers, but I don't know. I'm gonna look into this because I people say Bone is good. It's really good. So Deluxe Edition Part 1, The Valley. So, and we have some fans of Bone in the chat, so I might get that. But if you don't want to get that, you can also get Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake on the For My Comic Second Chance campaign. You can definitely get that. You know, you guys in the chat, you guys are degenerates. You really are degenerates. I didn't name this comic. The comic was named by the creator. I had nothing to do with the naming of that. I really should get the Transformers set. I'm definitely getting it, Henry. So I definitely recommend that because I've been wanting for a long time to get that Simon Furman Transformer comics. So I'm definitely stoked about that. I've heard great things about it. Carol Colors, he's saving up money for his transformation is what he meant. So when I'm not reading that, Carol. What do you think you are typing that in my chat? Polluting my chat. What is wrong with you? Oh look, it's the Einen Prime of the Fact Circle. We are retired and Tina Minty still Road Warrior Drake with A stuck. No, because Road Warrior Drake is not the D word. And you said the D word, so I have to ban you for that. Cannot allow you to as a matter of fact, why don't everybody wish Dark Gift a happy birthday? I'm not singing though, because my voice is not good. I don't want to sing. You can't make me sing. I will not sing. It's not gonna allow me to. It's the name of the book, Henry. It's the name of the book. I can say it. It's allowed. Oh, Carol, you're a pisser. You really are a pisser, Carol. You really are a pisser. I'm the only guy that does a comic book stream, and you guys come into the chat and just harass and try to derail it, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. Do I have a link to the Transformers comic? It's currently at the sign-up stage. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Yeah, because I signed up for it for the Kickstarter. So I guess I'll quickly put it in the chat. I'm going to put the link to the Kickstarter Transformers campaign. It's currently at the sign-up stage, so it hasn't launched yet. The Transformers Compendium. Here it is. Skybound is releasing it. Let me click copy. Here we go. Okay. So let me go ahead and put it in the chat here. There you go. So there is in the chat. If you want to sign up for that Transformers Compendium, like I did. Scroll down more. Yeah, I'm behind the chat. Here we go. Okay. There it is right there. Sign up for the Kickstarter for the Transformers Compendium set. If you want that. So which I did, and I'm going to. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So, and I'm going to look into backing Bone, Jeff Smith's Deluxe Edition Volume 1. I got to do some more research on it before I do it, to see if it's my kind of story. But a lot of people here say it is, so I'll take them at their word for it. So we go back to boneville.com, Jeff Smith's website for Bone, and it's got all kinds of goodies and all kinds of art and what have you. But let's see if we can scroll up here and check out. Let's see, messing up here. Okay, but you definitely get a feel for his art style, and he plays around with simplicity and stylized backgrounds, giving them their own personality, just like Will Eisner. Oh, speaking of Will Eisner, holy crap, he has a letter by Will Eisner here. You know, it's funny because I looked at it and I thought of Will Eisner, and boom, there you go. So definitely Will Eisner is an inspiration for Jeff Smith. Let's go down here. So these are cards for, like, I guess, specific holidays. Happy Single Awareness Day. That's disturbing, but it's funny. It's very funny. Happy Groundhog Day. I mean, enlarge it a little bit so you guys can. Oh, they want enlarge. Okay, never mind. I have to click on it. So there's a little bit more of his artwork for Bone. Now we check out his YouTube. His Twitter. Let's check his Twitter out for a second. Why did I say check out his Twitter? Aside from the fact that you can check out his banner. You'll notice that his Twitter profile, and this is what I'm trying to emulate, is his Twitter is mostly people promoting his books, him putting in artwork on the page, on the site. He's keeping his Twitter themed. It's themed per his brand. So when you go on his page, you're inspired by his artwork, you're inspired by his brand, by his character. And it's like I always said, when you go into Starbucks and you enter that store and you're bombarded with the scent of their coffee, and it puts you in that mood to want to buy their stuff. When you go into the creator's profile, you want to see what they draw. You want to see what they're putting out there, what their brand and their creation is. You want to be inspired to buy their brand. Or at least that's the creator's mindset should be. They want to get people to go to their profile so they can be inspired. I see that Thorn is another one of his characters. We should look into Thorn, right? Let's look into Thorn. This is let me click on that link here. My little therapy dogs are alerting me of danger because they're good like that. Anybody that's otherwise is getting banned. Banned. Okay, it's a sign up page for Thorn, for the Kickstarter for Thorn. So simplicity in the artwork. This is a nice one here. It's a very good, nice one here. So, and again, look, you see how in the background it's very faded. A lot of comics when they try to put detail in their backgrounds, they don't play around with this kind of perspective where you have the foreground objects are heavy, deep in color, and the background is a little faded to help with the depth of illusion. It's a little bit of a technique that gets lost in our modern comics. The beautiful Georgina Floyd. See you at the crossroads, and I'll see you there, baby. I'll definitely see you there for sure. Awesome. Wait. KSS says he isn't posting about people he hates. I guess not. I guess he likes his character and he likes his brand, and I'm trying to emulate that myself. Speaking of which, I am working on this week's strip. I got to draw it tonight and upload it tonight, or upload it tomorrow maybe. But yeah, adding more Road Warrior Drake stuff to my timeline, because people going to my timeline, I want them to see the Bee Citizen, just like Jeff Smith has Bone or Thorn, his other character, populating his timeline. So why not? Why not? I think it's a good idea, and I definitely want to emulate that more, for sure. So, and really, a lot of creators it's a good because it is part of marketing. You know, when you don't want to go depend on YouTube all that often. You know, if you go to your profile, whatever social media page it is, and they see what you're producing, they'll either stay or they'll go, depending on their taste. But the fact of the fact is they go on your page and they know what you're about. They know what you're putting out there, and they'll stay or they go. But if they stay, man, oh man, you could surprise them with you know, your stuff, your books, your artwork. If they want to be fans of your artwork, because why not? Because why not, right? So, looking for more of his examples of art. Let me go down here. Classic Comics Forum. They might have some good stuff here. Let's see here. What do they got here? Let me check here. We'll spend like another 10 or 15 minutes on this, and then I'll go into the second half of the stream. And then talk about my idea for other streams, art related, comic related, of course. Let's see. No, this is not. This is not it. Okay, no, that's not it. Let me get out of here. I'm trying to find a good page that has some other artwork from Bone or anything that's drawn by Jeff Smith. Actually, does he have a web page? Let me see. Let me scroll up a little bit. No, Boneville is his website. Let's see. He has a blog section. Let's check out the blog section. I'll go to the chat in a second. Let me just check out the blog section here. Let me highlight this here. Okay. There we go. Loading. This is definitely reminding me of Eric Brightshoe with Lubo Wolfschwanz. In that same vein. Definitely Eric Brightshoe. I see that here. Massive Panda says, true, Lasman. I try to do a background fade because I have difficulties overcomplicating the details and not being able to separate background from foreground to make it easy on the eyes. See, that's important. It really is important because if your comic is not easy on the eyes, it doesn't inspire someone to read it. Comics are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be relaxing. You open up a comic, it's done, you read it. You shouldn't have to work to read it. You should just open up and read it and just escape from your real world and just be entertained for a little bit and then, enjoy it. And it has to be enjoyable. So if you have to squint your eyes or you have to spend time looking at the detail because you're not knowing what you're making out, it's not fun. It's taxing. And that's a point that we're going to touch on later here. And I'm big on that. That's why I say that this whole conversation with like artwork and what is good or what is bad and what is acceptable, and then you go into Roy Thomas saying that only the people that come to you later tell you that it's art. That's when you know it's art. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Massive Panel says, I'm not as good as I should be with digital effects. I use the polygonal lasso tool to select the background and then put an overlay on it. It takes forever. Ha ha ha. Yeah, whatever techniques you have to help you make the panel, to help create the picture. I know exactly what tool you're using, and I personally don't do that. I know a lot of creators do. I personally don't. I use layers. Like I'll draw the foreground characters and I'll create a separate layer for the background. That's what I do because it makes it easier to correct any mistakes when I do my panels. I even do that with the strips now. I just have two separate panels for the foreground characters and for the background. It's just easier to correct any mistakes. So, I'm very simple. Even like when I do regular pen and paper, I'm simple, and I translate that technique when I work digitally. Let's see, who's this? This is Helmet. That style reminds me of L'Infaust of Troy, a comic series from French artist Christopher Arlston and Jean-Louis Maurier. Recommendation. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, Helmet is being inspirational, so I'll look into that. But I like the style of artwork for sure. Definitely for sure, because I mentioned earlier Eckhart Brightshoe. It looks just like that almost. Okay, it says Alaska doesn't do any preparation for these shows. He's just like, today's show's about Bone by Jeff Smith. Lady Shadow Band told me about him, so Jeff Smith to Bone. Let's look at his Twitter. Is that a problem, KSS? Because that's a problem. I'll ban you. That's a problem. Oh wait, no wait. Actually, no. Hold off on that, KSS, because Henry Throne uses AI art. So you know what? I'll ban Henry Throne because he uses AI art. So you're spared, KSS. You're spared for now. But I'll remember that comment next time. And then you're going to be on the chopping block because you don't get any more freebies from me because you abused my name, among other things, and then you slandered me. So you use AI art, Henry. I have no choice. You left me no choice because KSS was going to be the one, but you had to confess the thing. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It pains me. It hurts me to do that. But anyway, so Bonehead, here we go. So that's the strip that we saw earlier. Look at the use of the colors in the foreground and the grays in the background. Good distinction with use of colors. Going to show that you don't have to overcomplicate with the colors. You don't have to. It's as simple as just keeping the backgrounds one color. Even if you just get a little detail with the line art, keeping it simple with the colors just really helps keep it easy on the eyes when you look at the story being told visually. Very easy on the eyes. KSS says, I use A1 sauce. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, whatever you did, you made Henry Throne cry. So good job, KSS. Good job. I like the 5-7 sauce. What does that mean, Carol? Why do you type these things in my chat? Why do you think I allow it? I'm trying to give some props to Jeff Smith for his work, and people here in the chat are enjoying the artwork, and you got to throw this wrench, this monkey wrench. 57. So what do you think you are? Waylon talks about ban Kane. He harasses me, Waylon, and then he misuses my name, and then he tried to slander me all throughout the chat today. I had to protect me because no one will protect me. I'm allowed, Waylon. I'm allowed. I can do this. I have immunity. I do. I just do. Do you not know how to read the number 57? Well, I just did. So your chat is null and void, Carol. It's null and void. Helmut says, I like duck sauce. Barber Stripe. I like duck sauce's Barber Stripe. Is that a drink? Is he promoting drinking in my chat? I don't think that's cool. Don't do that, Helmet. Don't do that. Not cool. Well, shoot me a shot. I'll take a shot. One shot, and that's it. I'll do one shot. Ken says, I like soy. Well, on my vegetable steam dumplings, yes, I'll have a soy sauce with it. Sure, why not? Why not? You can tell what, Carol? What can you tell, huh? What can you tell? Stoking the flames. Look at you. Lady shout out, I like duck sauce too. I don't know how I feel about that. Henderson says, my dad likes to put mustard and mayonnaise on pizza. I read that comment. Oh, gosh. Oh, you made me read that comment. Oh. Oh. I'll take the whipped cream on pizza over mayo any day of the week that ends with a Y. Or any day of the or any letter of the alphabet. Whether it's a done shot deep down throughout. I don't know what that means. I don't know what I just read. I really don't know what I read. Here's more artwork from the comics. And this is the letter by Will Eisner. Or to Will. No, this is from Will Eisner. So Will Eisner wrote to Jeff Smith. Let's see if we can read it. September 17, 1990. And written to Jeff Smith. Dear Jeff, congratulations on Bone. No, this is Will Eisner giving his blessings for the launching of Bone. I find it well conceived and altogether enjoyable. Bone is lovable, would make a great daily strip, and is fresh in concept. You are walking in the tradition of Harriman and Walt Kelly. Keep going. Good luck, Will. You may use these comments in whole or in part in promoting the book. There's some gold in this letter by Will Eisner. He says the character is lovable, so Bone is fun and enjoyable and would make a great strip. So if you make a character that can be translated into a strip, you have the possibility, the opportunity to promote your character daily in new or weekly material without it really costing you any money. That's all. That's a nice little hack for becoming creators. But they teach you this when you're a mangaka. You know, you put your daily strips or weekly strips, and then you work on your. Once you've built an audience, then you build your graphic novel or your book series. It's almost as bad as pineapple on pizza. Well, I eat my pizza with extra cheese and tomato, and sometimes with black olives. Black olives is like a key ingredient in my pizza. I don't know why I told you this, but still, I'm going to share it with you. I can't believe you don't know the song Barbara Streisand. Well, you put it with Pog, so your criticism of me is null and void. I reject your criticism and your harsh judgment of me. Pog players. No shame. Is Barbara Streisand a drink? That would be a terrible name for a drink. That's a great name for a drink. What are you talking about? I would order that. It'll probably be good too. It'd probably be good too. So don't encourage Lady Shut Up and Carol. You stop it. No, don't feed into Carol's delusions. Don't do. Oh, she did. Damn it. She did. Oh, look, my good friend Colin Lamping, bringing some balance and class to the stream. Where have you been, Colin? Listening on the drive home. Hello. Well, drive safely, Colin. As we discussed Jeff Smith's Bone, and we just finished reading a letter from Will Eisner to Bone. Helmet says there's a Bone crossover with Ben 10. The cover looks really good. Let's look for it. Let's find that cover. Let's see. Bone crossover with Ben 10. Let's see. And go to the images. Ben. Here we go. Okay. I'm guessing it's this here, or it's one of these, right? No, that's Deviant art. I might go there. I mean, I can, but that's probably a fan art. Yeah, I gotta look for the official Here we go. No. Yeah, I'm getting the all the fan drawings of it. I'm not getting the official one, so if you can find it and link it to me, that'd be awesome. But let's go back to this page here as we look at more artwork from Jeff Smith's portfolio here on his boneville.com. He does these strips for holidays, so I got to get into that too. Doing some actually, when is St. Patrick's? I got to do something for St. Patrick's Day. I got to look up all kinds of derogatory stuff regarding Scots, and then do that, and that'll be a funny strip to do. Happy Singles Awareness Day. Yeah, Singles Awareness Day. Some people will call it Galentine's Day, which is, oh boy, yes. Oh, Henry's got to go. No, don't go. Don't go. Your presence here is class. It balances the harassment I get from other people. Please don't go. Or if you're gonna go, put me in the background or something. Just give me relevance, Henry. Give me relevance. I appreciate you hanging out here. Helmet says, sorry, I meant Gen 13 from Image. Yeah, because I'm looking at Ben 10 and I'm like, all I'm seeing is DeviantArt fan creations. I'm not seeing an actual Ben 10 crossover. But yeah, here we go. Okay. Just Miss Ben Bone crossover variant. Let's see. There it is. This is from eBay. So I'll share this. So this is the Gen 13. And there's Bone on the cover. Okay. That's pretty cool. That reminds me of Cerebus and Ninja Turtles. Reminds me of that. So. Yeah, I found it, but I'll see what you got. I'll see what you sent me on DM. Maybe it'll be a different link I can look at. So yeah. Let's see here. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's the same one I'm looking at already. But yeah, that's it's pretty cool. Like I said, it reminds me of Cerebus and Ninja Turtles. That crossover. Scroll out of here. So see, we learned something new. We feel enriched. I learned more about Bone today than I did at any point in my life. So now I'm more enriched than ever. So much so that I might even get that $50 tier from his Kickstarter. I just might do that. I'm not sure yet. Lady Shadow, I remind you to hit that like button. Please do. Get me out of that shadow ban. So, okay, it says is linking us to an excellent Jeff Smith video because you obviously didn't help, or because I didn't. Jeff Smith and Bone. Am I gonna get copyright struck if I do play this? And is it a long video? Let me see. It's 32 minutes. It's 32 minutes. But why no one wants me about comic book sales? Oh wait, this is a good one. Okay, I should look into this video. So a 32-minute video, what no one wants to admit about comic book sales, Bone video essay. How did one guy completely upend the comic industry? So we'll look into that. Not today, because that's a 32-minute video. I don't want to EFAP the whole thing. So I will just say go to that video. Tell him do this for me. Do the Elasmat raid, and leave a comment for the Elasmat raid. Tell him that we covered Bone. We covered Jeff Smith's artwork here. But that was like a good video, so I'm definitely gonna watch it because it seems like I could do a video just on that because there's probably a lot of good information, and I always find information as the days go by during the week that I want to add to each show, like what we're going to discuss in a few minutes. Yeah, it looks like a great video. Yeah, Ian Bancroft says it's a great video. So yeah, I'm gonna watch that after the stream. All of Matt's vids are excellent though. Looks like I may have to subscribe. I like thorough videos. I like videos that do their research and present receipts and a good narration, like I'm doing now. Like I'm starting to do my little thorough videos with receipts and narration and short form videos. Even though the upcoming documentary is not short form, but it did require a lot of research and collecting of stuff and gathering narration. So, but I'm a fan of those type of videos, so I'll be watching it and just enjoying it. More videos like that. More videos like that and less live streams. Those kind of videos where I feel enriched and I feel like I've learned something. I gained some kind of knowledge. For sure. Let's see here. It's all about how getting books. Oh, wait, that's Bancroft's comment. Here we go. It's all about how getting books in front of kids is better than locking them away, especially in specialty shops. You know what's funny is, so Lady Shadowban was asking me earlier about doing kid-friendly versions of Road Warrior Drake, and I'm like, the graphic novels themselves are kind of like PG-13 style. Even if the violence gets a little gory, but it's still somewhat PG-13 because I refrain from like swear words. Although Street Champion Road Warrior Drake has a couple of swear words, but it's not like peppered throughout the book. But I made sure for like Beast and Road Warrior Drake that there was no swear words, so that if a kid were to read it, they'd be slightly corrupted, but not enough where it's like they would ruin their childhood. They would enjoy it. But I talked about doing more coloring books. If you remember the first campaign, I did the Road Warrior Drake and the Children of Philistia coloring book, which I have copies of still that I sell at conventions because I want to get more kids into it. But I might do more coloring books, and the upcoming floppies will be a bit more kid friendly. A bit more, not too much though. They'll probably like a hard PG book, so that an adult can enjoy it. But yeah, definitely some more like kid friendlier material, especially with the coloring books and the activity books. So that is in my plans. I'm going to do at least one this year, one floppy and one coloring book, and then build my stock of that. And then the graphic novels will be like they will be like the destination. So like all the books I'm doing of Road Warrior Drake are all destinations for the no, they're all pointing to the graphic novel. So a kid can read the floppies, enjoy the coloring books, and then by the time they're like in their early teens, they'll be able to like read the graphic novels, and it'll be it'll help with their something or other. I don't know. What was my point? I don't have a point. Anyway. What did KSS say about me? What did you say about me, KSS? What did you say about me? Because oh wait, KSS says Mac Bancroft gives it a thumbs up because Lady Shadowban is trying to push back. He says, leave him alone. He's trying to impress me. Would it have been more impressive if he had watched the video? OFC, but that's besides the point. Oh, that was a backhanded protection of me. D, thanks. Oh, and speaking of which, JD Kirby's here with his cute little emojis, right? You're so cute, right, JD, with your daily harassment tagging me in Twitter nonsense. Well, JD Kirby, guess what? I reject you. I dispel you. I disavow you. I do. I'm a stronger man today because of it. My soul has been enriched because of it, because you that. So, Lady Shabba says, babe, no parent wants their kid reading a comic book that has the word bestiality in it. That is true. I guess. But again, I'm open to doing like the coloring activity books and more kid-friendly floppies, I guess. So yeah, that is in my plan for sure. So the graphic novels are not going to be the only stuff I do. I'll be doing floppies that will be more kid-friendlier, and the coloring activity books as well. Okay, it says there was a time I would have told Elasma to get Drake onto as many college campuses, especially where he smells weed, but that would have worked in 1996. Not sure now. I suppose so. I don't know. See, even my dogs disagree with you. Well, no, they agree, but they disagree, and that made no sense, right? It doesn't make any sense. So don't pay no heed. Don't pay no heed. Wow. Okay. Let me look at the material for the second half. Okay. One thing I'm going to say is thank goodness for YouTube transcripts, for sure. Okay, we're going to segue into the second half of the stream. The talk of the town, if you will, was the PodAwful stream yesterday. And there were 2 points in the stream that were very relevant to the streams that we do here, the Outlier streams. And they're points that I actually talk about a lot. And it's relevant because Jesse is in all respects, he's a normie. Oh, well, welcome back, Henry. I see you there. Welcome back. Glad you can make it. So he's like a normie. And by normie, I mean he's not as invested in the comics like many of us are. So I'm sure he sees a lot of this and thinks it's all weird. But he has his favorites, as he says. So this is Jesse from PodAwful, Hothead. If you know who Dick Masterson is, Jesse's the guy that Masterson doesn't want to talk about. He's the guy that got well. Go to PodAwful's channel, and he'll give you the brief on his story. I don't want to talk too much about it here, but when the hell is Pod? Oh, I see what you did there, Bangkok. I see what you did there. When the hell is PodAwful? So we need someone to say the third one. Who's going to say the third one? If you guys get the reference. Henry Thune says, I'm a bit of a normie myself. Yes, that's why I like having you around, because you offset harassers like this guy here. Oh, congratulations, you made a cameo. Well, I hope you won an award, because there's a lot of these in these parts, a lot of invisible awards. But yes, but he made 2 points, and I'm going to highlight those 2 points, and we're going to keep it stream outlier related, because that's the point. So here's the first point he brings up. So this is here we go.
Have a conversation.
I just wanted to know if you were throat goat. I was going to.
Oh wait, not that one. Hold on. Wait. That's not the one. That's not the one. Hold on. Okay, that's not the one. That wasn't the one. Okay, here we go. This is the one right here. Here's the one right here.
In
What style is that?
that modern digital coloring that most comic books have. It's the most comic books. So you're not like unique in this way. That for me, it looks messy. It looks like it's unreadable in a way. But yeah,
You think so?
I do. I legitimately do. Yeah. I'm not saying that about yours specifically. There's the thing with comic books is like the more realistic they start to look, the worse they are, because the closer you're trying to get to reality with your drawings on it, the less it is easy to make out what you're even looking at.
Thank you.
Okay, so that comment right there. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys have heard me say this on the streams a lot. As I say hi to my good friend Greg Cloudy Day. Hey, welcome to the stream. Nice having you here. I've talked about, like, why do I do these outlier streams? Because a lot of these, there's a lot of talk about artwork, style of art, what is considered good art, and there's a lot of negligence of comics that are very simplistic and minimalistic, ignoring the fact that a lot of that minimalistic style has resulted in a lot of great success. Even with today's outlier, Jeff Smith, although he's a pretty good artist, but he also plays with a lot of simplistic art styles. And here is Jesse saying the thing that I've been saying a while, is there's such a push to make artwork and comics so realistic that it pushes people away, because the other way to interpret it, which is what I say, is the universality of the simplicity of artwork. Is the more universal it looks, the more people relate to it, and the more you bring in a big audience. That's why Peanuts has stood the test of time. That's why Jim Davis's Garfield has stood the test of time. So, Carol, I swam a lot. I did not know what I was doing. I swam a lot. That was not me. That was divine intervention. Digital coloring is oversaturated. My gripe in terms of modern day coloring, Hothead, is it gets way too saturated, and I miss the all time 80s and early 90s coloring, specifically the 80s. Limitations work better, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. Like you want to work with like limitations. You want to experiment with again, like as I showed earlier with Jeff Smith's Bone, like how he played with the background being faded in. He could have did a whole thing with the detailed line work, but that he didn't do that. He didn't do that. So, has anyone done a live action comic with actors? Bancroft says the Diaz brothers did it. The less said about it, the better. I've seen stuff like that around years ago. It's never a good thing. It looks weird. It looks weird. It definitely looks weird. So, JD Kirby says agreed. Agreed with who? Not with me. I don't think you are. Well, if you are, then I don't know. Maybe hell froze over. Let me know what you guys think. Anyway, Great Cloudy says I prefer a simpler style. A lot of people do. It's because of the easiness. As I said earlier, and as Jesse himself said it here, it's easy on the eyes. It's easy on the eyes to have a simpler art style. Or if you're gonna use like detailed art, use it within reason when a panel. And best way to do it is you make the forefront detailed and the background less detailed. So you have like a nice sense of perspective, and it's easier to tell the story visually. Massive Panda says every 2D comic can have that still uncanny valley to look to it. Words are hard. Okay, let me read it again. I'm sorry, Mass. I totally butchered your chat. I shouldn't have done that. Let me try it again. Even 2D comic art can have that stiff, uncanny valley look to it because of the artist's desire to over-render and attempt photorealism. And Jesse mentions a name. He mentions a name, and I'll get to that name in a second because it's gonna segue into an idea that I have for future streams. But anyway, scroll down here more. So let's see here. But yeah, is that all you guys have said in the chat? Here we go. Melman says realism in comics killed escapism in comics. That's my point, Helmet. That's my point. I've said it many times. Is there's this insanely weird push in the indie space to, make things realistic looking, super detailed, whatever the case is. And they forget, number one, when someone reads your comic, they spend a few minutes on it, they're done, and they toss it, and we'll probably forget about it. And you spent hours and days and months perfecting the art for someone to just consume it in minutes and then walk away and go on with their lives. Comics are just commercial art. Like Roy Thomas said, it's commercial art. You're making something to entertain people. So you got to look at it from that perspective. They're not there. The average person buying a comic is not there to judge the line work. They're not there to nitpick on proportion. They're there to be entertained. They read your book and they want to be entertained. I'm not saying don't draw well. All I'm saying is go into that mindset that somebody reading your book wants just to be entertained. They don't want to get into this weirdo conversation about line art and 3D assets and all that stuff. They just want to be entertained. And what better way to entertain than to create a book that helps people escape from reality? And the closer you get to reality in your comics, the harder it is for someone to escape from it. That's why, again, Garfield, Peanuts, heck, even Bone, as we talked about today, all these comics, these type of comics, they have longevity because they're universal in their artistic appeal. So, scroll on to the chat. Henry says, I once saw a Cabbage Patch Kids comic using photos of the dolls posed in real places. I thought it was so cool. Well, Cabbage Patch Kids are, if you're talking about the dolls, because it's still pretty escapist. You're not looking at, creepy. Well, they can be creepy, yes, but they're not using real people, so yeah. So, in some ways that can work. Colin says, Bone is such a wonderful art style, having more detailed comic humans and then those cartoons running around. Yeah, it's a great use of contrast. Definitely a great use of contrast. Bancroft says, people think a simpler style requires less talent. Nope. Mike Mignola, is one of the most talented cartoonists I've ever seen. Yeah, I think we did Mignola months ago. We touched on Hellboy, when that Hellboy movie came out, the one that was like low budget. We did a stream on that on Mignola for that week. So let's see. Scroll down more to the chat. Let's see here. Oh, Fascist Kirk is here. Fascist Kirk really comes to my streams. So that's why I said I'm here just to talk the art and the comic stuff. That's why. So if you're here for the drama, I'm boring you. I won't be here for that. But good to see you, Fascist Kirk. I do appreciate you being here though. But yeah, that was one comment that he made. And the other comment is kind of similar, but he looks like Ozzy Osbourne a bit. He does. He actually does look like Ozzy Osbourne. So, okay, Master Panda says, and these moronic, where her organs, idiots, just make the problem even worse. Master Panda, those people probably wouldn't have liked the Aeon Flux cartoon. They would have had aneurysms watching that cartoon because that cartoon was an assault on body proportions and anatomy. And despite that, it was still enjoyable. So, style be damned, right? We got to make everything so realistic. We can't escape from realism. We have to put it in everything, in our books, in our movies. Things have to be so realistic that the need to escape becomes not enjoyable. We complain about the left putting their propaganda in our books, but then we still want to make things realistic. No, just make it fun. Collins, I need escapism. I keep seeing D words, IRL, and a lot is probably behind it. I'm not behind anything. I'm just here drawing my books. I don't manipulate nature, Colin. I don't do that. Nature does nature. I'm just me. I want to make a comic using Transformers toys, says Henry Thrune. Natural sunlight. Natural sunlight for sure. Mignola. Is that how you say his name? Mignola? So it's not Mignola? Mignola. I spent 2 years butchering Vic Mignogna's last name. I didn't know for the life of me how to say his last name. So I guess it's Mignola. Sure. So let's see. Scroll up. Okay. Great cloudy day. If the art is overdone, but the storyline is awful, it just won't add up. For me, it's about how well it flows together, the story. And yeah, Todd McFarlane made the same point. Let me find that Todd McFarlane clip, because I have that saved for a reason. Let's see, Todd McFarlane. And I played this clip in the streams before, but it's always good to play. So here we go. So bear that in mind and listen to this McFarlane clip. Here we go.
Right. So Stan and Jack had sort of moved on in any significant way. Not completely. Jack was still around, right? Jack was still doing at that time, like the bi-monthly Black Panther that he was writing and drawing. And he was also doing like Devil Dinosaur and a couple of those things. He had just come over from DC where he had done the New Gods and stuff. So I was way more familiar with his work. Got to tell you, at that early age, I had no appreciation for what he was doing. I was like, what? Big, fat, squiggly knees. Like, what? This is ridiculous, right? I was like, man, why can't he draw more like Neil Adams if you're going to look at some of the old guys? But at that point, John Byrne and George Perez were sort of my go-to guys. And Jack Kirby was like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. And then as I got older, I understood that the brilliance of Jack Kirby wasn't his anatomy. It was his storytelling. And as I get older, storytelling is way more important than whether you can draw good or not, right? So I'd rather have somebody with great storytelling and mediocre drawing than somebody with great drawing and mediocre storytelling.
Okay,
right?
this is a billionaire. This is a billionaire saying this. A billionaire and a veteran in the comic industry saying this. We've been told the opposite in the indie space. We've been told it's about good artwork, beautiful artwork. And I'm like, I thought it was about storytelling and having fun. And here's a billionaire saying the same thing. It's echoing the points I made, which is good writing and decent to mid artwork is better than good artwork and a crappy story. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay. Yes, you did. Oh, okay. So let's see. So yeah. So that's why I thought it was interesting, because the normies, we don't pay attention to the normie perspective. We're too busy focusing on this tight little bubble here. And it's a small bubble. And the economy is what it is right now. We're not entering the better part of it yet. People are still tightening their belts, so to speak. So you want them to buy your book, right? So what do? Well, you want to go out into the mission field, and they do like surveys. And I think Tyler from Draw and Talk even talked about this too, about doing like sending out like mailers or something where you get to survey the people and find out what they like to see if you're producing what they like. Because if not, you want to adapt so you can make something that they'll buy. But a lot of the normie stuff, it's valuable information. It's valuable to understand what they're looking for, because that's how you expand your market, which equals a lot of money. Fascist Kirk says, I like realism and alternate history like The Watchmen and Sin City. Yeah, I mean, alternate stuff, sure, absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying, so when we speak in generalities, it doesn't mean everything has to be exactly like it is. It's always in general. So you always leave room open for alternatives. And it takes some creative minds can do that. But when it comes like the universality of comics, it's about the entertainment more than anything, and how the entertainment is delivered really is where the creators have the freedom to experiment with it, experiment and see if it latches on to the normie eyes. Helmut says, I wish you could go back to the 80s and 90s where comics were fantastical and often used to promote toy lines such as He-Man, Monster in My Pocket, Mighty Max, and so on. Well, Helmut, I was born in that era too. I was born in the Ninja Turtles era, the He-Man era, Thundercats era, and it inspired me to do this book, Beast and Road Warrior Drake. The cover by Philsbug and the interior art by myself. First 5 pages are available to read on the Fun My Comic page. All you gotta do is go to roadwarriordrake.com, but KSS is dropping the link in the chat. But roadwarriordrake.com will take you to the Fun My Comic Second Chance campaign. And I grew up on those type of cartoons, so I present a style similar to that. And humor, which is fun humor. It didn't load up. It did not load the images. How dare it? I think it's because of the stream. The Streamlabs is slowing shit down here, which I hate that it does that. But I guess trust me, bro. Was that what we're going? We're going with the trust me, bro. But yeah, I'm the same way. I grew up in the same culture, and I love it. So, Andrew Curry says, sometimes I call Alice Mats. Well, stop it, because KS is in the chat. He's gonna take up on it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Angela, before you type anything, I want you to ask yourself, what would the Sumos do? Think about that before you type. It might be helpful to navigate around me. So, Waylon Todd says, I never had a wrench. A wench. A wench? A wench. I don't know what that means, but Todd Father says, yes, Todd McFarlane. That's how behind I am in the chat. Let me go down a little bit. Art is storytelling, says Hothead. Yes, we're going back to the Todd McFarlane Club. Art is storytelling. Aren't people saying he's broke now, says guy in his room. First time I'm hearing of that. I don't know. I never heard that. But maybe not. I don't know. But could be. Good story can carry shitty art, no problem, says Richie Dube. Yep, 100%. 100%. What he says is good, says Waylon Todd. Yes. Scrolling on more. Fascist Kirk says public relations help and delivery times will be nice if met. That's definitely a plus. Delivery time is definitely a plus. So yes. Colin says, well, as that, you may not be able to control nature, but you can definitely tell your fellow D words to haunt me on my drive home. Safe drive. Safe drive. That's what I can tell you. Safe drive. Fascist Kirk says, when I buy a comic book, I'm not looking for Romeo and Juliet. I'm looking for a fun book I can pass down to my kids for a 6 or a 15-minute read. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And I think that is lost. That is lost in our space. Everything's got to be super serious, super detailed, super realistic. They forgot, well, is it fun? Is the book fun? That is the biggest measure of how good a comic book is. Is it fun? And that fun is determined by its audience. Carter Mork says, Clock People better than Watchmen. Rest in peace, Clock People, yes. Although the pages I drew for Clock People are in Beast and Road Warrior Drake, so you can see a little bit of the Clock People humor in it. Scroll down more. I'm behind the chats. Let's see. I'm gonna skip a few of these chats because I was ranting and going on a speech proclamation. I'm not reading this though. Kat says I'm not reading that. I can't believe you typed that in the chat. Such crap. You know what? I am Todd McFarlane's peer. Kat says you need to respect me the way you respect Todd McFarlane. We're both peers. He's my equal. Colin Schilling, he says, check out Emerald Man Volume 2. He posted the Global Comics link in the chat. Check out Emerald Man for free on Global Comics by Colin Lamping. He's one of our regulars, so we will plug him, because why not? Starting off a new story for Emerald Man after finishing the last volume. So there you go. Okay, so we got into that. So now I believe it's the 21-minute mark, right? Let me see. Let me make sure. I think it's a 20-minute mark. And I'm not going to, I won't make the same mistake I made last time. I'm going to, let's see. I'm typing the right exact word. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. It's at the 20. No. Okay, yeah, the 21 minute and 45 second mark. Okay, and I'm gonna keep the the transcripts open so that way I know what to look at. So on the topic of realism, now we switch over to the cartoony side. So listen to what he says here.
You take
But-
criticism?
Sure.
Okay, I legitimately think your comics are too busy. You need to lean more into a cartoonier nature of it. I need, you know what?
You know Sven Stoff?
Okay, so remember earlier, I think it was in the chat. Someone said in the chat how I don't remember the exact comment, but it was alluding to the fact that it wasn't too deep. Like reading the comic that they were talking about wasn't too detailed for the eyes. And here is Jesse saying the same thing: is keeping the panels too busy is not good for the eyes. It's not good for the eyes. No, I don't do Yao Mango. This is not that stream. This is not that stream. We don't do that here. I'm trying to be serious, and you're ruining it. But yeah, this is true. This is true. Sure. So, scroll on more. Okay. Wait, why are you whitening for Angela KSS? You're not a sumo. You're out of her league. And you're saying my name wrong. You're saying my name wrong. Totally not cool. So, anyway, I just got distracted for a second. So, he makes this comment again regarding the cartoony style. Let's see. Okay, at the 22 minute. Here we go. Okay. Regarding the simplicity. Here we go.
Book character, especially a more, I don't know how to word this, but cartoonier maybe one, like a cyber frog. It's important that they have a very strong silhouette, I feel. You should be able to like make them out in any panel instantly.
Okay, so he talks about recognition. Like when you see a character and you're able to recognize the form, that's very important too. Because you can make a character detailed, but does it look recognizable with his detail? Is the question. As a creator, ask yourself that question. Is it recognizable? Like Batman is very recognizable. Like if you did a silhouette of Batman, you know you're looking at Batman. Same thing with Superman. If you did a silhouette of Superman, it's a guy in a cape. You know it's Superman. Godzilla. Look, if you put a silhouette of Godzilla, you know you're looking at Godzilla. It's very recognizable. KSS is in a religious prayer right now, so let's wish him well. KSS, thank you. Okay, so it's recognition, and these are things that like line art isn't going to change or fix. It's about mentally executing the character. So when you're drawing it, you're creating something that can be recognizable, and that doesn't come with detail. It just comes with understanding form. And I talked about form and consistency in these streams. And I said that was the measure of what good art is. How do you measure good art? Because all art is subjective, but there is an objective measure to good art. And to me, that measure is form and consistency. And I've always said that. That's why Charles Schultz's Peanuts to me is good art. Because there's a form to it and it's consistent. Same thing with One Punch Man. Form and consistency. What are you typing in the chat, Colin? No, we don't do BC. I told you, we don't do bestiality. It's not doable. We don't allow that here, Colin. You know better than that. Akuma says, Elasmat silhouette looks like a pear you heard. See, I was just... Akuma, you were doing so good. You were doing so great. Why did you have to ruin the chat? Anyway, Great Clyde says, never heard Godzilla. Please explain. You've never heard of Godzilla? I'd show you a clip, but I'll get copyright struck by Toho because Toho was very litigious. So I'll just show you my action figure. There you go. This is Godzilla right here. I know I'm showing off. I know because I know that everybody in the chat has heard of Godzilla, so totally showing off here. Anyway, scroll down more. Let's see here. Scroll down more. I've been told to show my cheer pad. I'll show that in a second. Well, let me show that right now. Shit, why not? I was gonna take it out at some point. I'm gonna take it out, but here's the Chia Pet right here. I put a picture of it on my Twitter. This was a gift from Valentine's that Lady Shadowban got me. I didn't know this existed, but you had a Godzilla Chia Pet. This is a thing. It really is a thing. So I'm going to have to do this. I'll do it, and then I will do an update whenever I stream or take pictures for Twitter to see how it grows. But yes, this is a Godzilla Chia Pet. It really is a thing. So am I coming in clear on the YouTube side, by the way? No, I'm not. It's coming in at very cheaply. Yeah, this sucks. I really think it's my Streamlabs. So that's the cause of this. But scroll down more because I am behind in the chat as usual. Okay, here we go. Oh, Kuma's a Bob Ross Chia Pet. No joke. You know what? I believe that. I believe that's a thing. I really do. Okay, so let me go ahead and show more of this, just with the word cartoony. Let's see here. I think that's it. That's really all I wanted to show with regards to this, because it attests to my point, and it just underscores the importance of these streams that I'm doing and why these outliers need to be discussed and spotlighted, and to show a greater appreciation for the arts in terms of the variety of comics that are out there, because it's important. It's to recognize that, because you should be open to all kinds of styles and stories, because if not, you're going to deprive yourself of some really good stories that are being told, because you were told that if the artwork sucks, then it shouldn't be read or shouldn't be talked about. But the stream itself, that PodAwful stream, he mentioned a guy, an artist, and I should go up and show this here. Here we go. He mentioned an artist by the name of Greg Land, and I heard the name, but I didn't connect it. So I looked him up today, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is the kind of artwork that really pushed me away from comics. That ultra realistic style of comics. And I read up a little bit about him, and I'm like, wow, this is garbage. This Greg Land stuff is garbage, but he was successful. He's well known, and I'm like, no, Ken. You know what I said? Ken said I type it in the title. It's in my titles. Colin knows who Greg Land is. Yeah, I know. Jesse talked about it, so I'm thinking about this. Like there are people that don't know who Greg Land is, and I'm like, okay, this is something that we could discuss, but then he's not an outlier by any stretch of the imagination. He's not an outlier, and as far as I'm concerned, he's not really an artist. So I don't know. So I'm thinking. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I'm thinking maybe change it up for next week. So instead of doing an outlier, we'll do I'll do a stream on Greg Land. We go deep into him and his stuff and what he did, and showcase everything wrong with comic art, because I see a lot of comics. I've seen a lot of comics in the last 6 to 8 years that look just like it, and I'm like, man, that's pretty ugly. That style's pretty ugly. Yeah, that's him. That's him, as man. Yeah, he's that's the guy. I'll have to be careful when I show the receipts for that next, when I show that stream and talk about it, so I don't show certain things that'll get YouTube's algorithm acting against me. You want an episode on your comic? Well, we should show it one day. We'll show it one day, because your art is I like your art. Your art, Colin, definitely inspires this type of stuff. And I think people definitely like it based on the artwork. So, and you're definitely doing the thing that one did. So, I hate the internet. You can't say the P word. Well, I mean, I'm not monetized, so I can say it. But if you're monetized, yeah, you can't say it. Unfortunately, it's stupid. It really is dumb. But you can't say certain words because YouTube is censorship heavy. You know, I'll never forgive YouTube for them taking down my stream that I did back in August of 2021 when I announced that my wife had stage 3 cancer, because I made a comment about a certain event in 2020, and you know that the head of YouTube, she was a very leftist, censorship heavy person, and she was censoring anybody that was censored to the right. Very censorship heavy. So they can miss me with that. I'll never forgive them for that ever. But I'm not monetized, so I can't say the P word, but I said I was going to dial it in for today's stream. Although I definitely going to have to edit this. But not for YouTube, but I was going to do like a child-friendly version of this stream because I know some people who have kids that are into Bone and into the Jeff Smith's artwork. So I'll download it and just do a very child-friendly, maybe even like add some stuff onto it. Maybe I'll do that just because it'll be it's good to emphasize the visual aspect of the character and of the book because it's appealing. Mango says a certain event in 2020 is that the AVN Award in Chicago, bro. Lisa Ann was there. It might be it. That might be the event. I know if I talk about it, I won't get struck, but let's just say it is. Say it. Yeah, you rolled that idea off real quick. Oh, wait, worked hard. You rolled that idea off the cliff quick last night. I know I did because you people don't inspire me to do that. You want me to be all kinds of wickedness, and it's not cool. It's not fair. It's not fair. Yeah, Angela's additional decree. She says, "Cool it on through go, guys." Yes, please. Let's cool it on that, especially. Oh God, there's no stopping it now, Angela. There's no stopping it now. But maybe God was mad, and then He made Koof right after that. Well, all I'll say is that yeah, God is not happy with the world right now. I'll leave it at that. Eliza, you are our favorite train wreck in CG, says Bear. I'm a train wreck, period. But I hope that I entertain people. I hope that I'm entertaining to you. I hope that when you come to my streams, you feel good about yourself. Even if you're harassing me and throwing your racist jabs at me, I hope that you feel good when you walk away and that you've learned something and you've gained something, whatever it is. But I think you should gain a copy of Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake because it belongs in your library. It goes along with what we're discussing here. Colin says, this isn't a train wreck, it's a shipwreck, and we're all drowning. Oh no. Put your life preserves on and flip your feet like you're a dolphin. Do it. Barry says, now you get it. Now you get it. I guess I have one less person to harass me, so I will take it. I will take it. See, Carol types this nonsense, and then she wonders why she's marked. This is why you're marked, Carol. This is exactly why you're marked. This is such an awful person. I don't deserve this. I prepare these streams. I try to prepare my dissertations, engage with the chat. All of Carol to do her nonsense. Just to undermine me and to watch me sink. But no, Carol, I will thrive. I'm surviving. I will thrive, and you can't stop me. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, you're marked. Absolutely. 100%. Totally. KSS says, Greg Land was pretty obvious. Anyone who didn't know he's tracing is clear. Oh, wait a minute. What does that mean? He pretends to be a comic fan, but phones in every week. What are you talking about? You ain't talking about me. I know that. I know for a fact you ain't talking about me because I'm Puerto Rican. I know for a fact I'm Puerto Rican. So you ain't talking about me. Can't say my name right either. He has the nerve to comment about me, but he can't say my name right. Why am I hearing a roaring sound? That's my cell phone. I took the alert off, but the buzzer is like wait, hold on. I think I'm getting a good message here. Hold on. I'm getting some good news. Let me see. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Hold on a second. Wait. This might be good news. Wait, hold on. Hold on. So it looks like, okay, I shouldn't hold off, but I kind of, let's just say this. It looks like, guys, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like My trip to North Carolina for Heroes Con this June might be happening. I think it's going to happen. I won't make an official announcement, but it looks like it's going to be happening. Bear, why, Bear? You were doing so good, Bear. I was feeling just good right now, and you had to do this, Bear. Every time. I can't be happy, right? No, you got to come here with the war and the violence. Thank you for your feedback, Bear. Thank you for your feedback, and it's greatly appreciated, and I'll get back to you in a timely manner. So, thank you. Yes, I think I'm going to Heroes Con, it looks like. I will, where North Carolina is, it's in the Charlotte area. So if you're near Charlotte, I will most likely might be there. Just to avoid Gay Doll in North Carolina. I want to see him in a pink bunny suit. He owes me that. I want to see him in a pink. If I went into J Doll, he needs to wear that pink bunny suit. Or else he ain't my friend. It's going to happen. That's right, Bear. Look away. Look away. For shame. For shame. For no, Carol, no, Carol, no. No, Carol, no. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I want to sell my comics in peace. I want to say hi to the community in peace. I don't need your violence, Carol. I don't need it. Don't you dare. You leave me be. I want to exist. KS says North Carolina, those are Yankees. I don't want to say it. I don't. Oh, Anders, I want to go, but promise to go to SummerCon in Washington State. Options are good. Options are good. Hold on. So I'm gonna probably cut the stream in about a minute or two because I got to get on a call. It looks like just to make things official, but that pink bunny suit probably smells. It probably does. So I'll have my freedom tool in case it gets near so I can end it. Let's see here. Okay, I think I'm close to the end of the chat. So yeah, I'm gonna call it here. But if it's 100% official, I'll make an announcement on Twitter. So there you go. Anyway, you guys, thank you for coming in. I might do Greg Land next week. I think we're gonna get into that conversation with Greg Land and really get into it because he's not just the only one. So Kara says that pink bunny suit is full of disease. Oh God, no. Damn it, Carol. Oh.